Hi everybody. So we're just going to wait for a few minutes for you to all start joining us. And while we do that, let me introduce you to Louise. Now Louise is called Louise Brimelow, and for those that lots of people will know her because she was actually on the very first Great British Bake Off series way back in 2010.
That's right,
is it, Louise?
That's right. Hello everyone. Welcome to the foray.
Yes. So as per usual on a Monday night, it's always madness in here because we think we have everything organised and never do, and then we run around like lunatics in the last 5 minutes. So Louise today has very kindly come and joined us. She's actually going to show you how to make a drip cake. Not only that, she's actually going to show you how to make a Madeira 5-layer cake in the Wilton pans. Let me get these. So she's actually going to use a Madeira mix. She's going to tell you a recipe. She's actually going to make it in this pan set for you. We do have them on the website. She's actually going to colour the batter mix, okay, so she's going to make it in different colours for you. Then put it in the oven. She's got one that she's made already, which she's going to compile, put together. She's going to make a ganache strip over it, multicoloured buttercream round, and then add all the little sweeties amongst all that. So if you see me flying around, it's because I've promised to be her assistant today.
It'll be just like I'm back on bake, Carol, I can't wait.
So it's all going to be fingers and thumbs. So if any of you know Louise, then you'll know what a great girl she is, what a fabulous personality. She actually got through to the Great British Bake Off, and I'd like to ask Louise, just how did she manage to do that? Because I know so many of you think, oh, I'd really love to apply for that. So Louise, how did that happen then?
Well, it all started off, Carol, in 2010, and I'd been baking regularly on an annual basis for a charity fundraiser that's run in Urmston every year by the Carrington Rugby Club and Urmston Township people, and people kept saying to me, oh, they came back year after year for the same cakes, year after year. So went off and did that, and I thought, in February in 2010, there was a tiny piece in the BBC Good Food magazine, So You Think You Can Bake.
Yeah, because I was going to say, because that was the very first episode. How did that actually come about, the whole series? Because it's not like now everybody talks about the Great British Bake Off. Oh, you should enter that, you should do this, I'm going to enter. But there actually wasn't one.
No, there wasn't. It was just a tiny little advert. So I thought, oh, they think I can bake in Urmston, so I'll give it a bit of a go. So you did a written application form and sent it off, and then there was telephone interviews, and then you had to go down.
And what would they say to you on a telephone interview?
They asked
if you can bake, but how do they know you can bake?
They asked about different types of recipes and what your favourite bake was. They asked about who you baked for, what sort of feedback you had. You know, and all that kind of thing, and you know, would you be comfortable doing it in front of a camera? So I thought, I'll give anything a go, and here I am again in front of a camera.
Well, I'm sure Louise is going to do a great job. So while you're going through the night, if you want to ask any questions about the Great British Bake Off and how it felt to be under that type of pressure, just pop them up, and I'm going to get John to read them out, but not all at once. And as you know, on a Monday night, I don't actually read any comments because we're this side of the camera. So we do have to rely on John, who's behind the camera, to just mention a few questions. And if you hear anything tonight that needs responding, you all work as a fabulous team together. Please help each other out and answer the question for you. For Caroline here as well. Everybody else. Oh, and Caroline's joined us as well, which is fantastic. So she'll do her best to respond. And like I say, Louise is going to explain everything. And if anybody misses anything, then if anybody can answer, that will be super. Always know that Facebook Live always downloads to our Facebook page about 20 minutes after the filming, and we always put it on YouTube the following day. So if anybody misses anything, pop over to YouTube. We're looking for subscribers. We want all those thumbs up over there and those followers. So pop over there and do your catch up. And if you want to know about the recipe and everything else, you can catch it up then. So Louise, what are we going to start with first?
I think we're going to get those kisses kissing.
I think you best have. So she's going to make some meringue kisses. I'm going to leave her to it, and I'm going to be a little assistant from over there. You shout out what you need.
No problem, Carol. I'll just pop this out the way over here, if that's all right. So I'm going to make some meringue kisses. This is the sort of effect that we're trying to get. If I close the plate so that we can put these onto our lovely cake, and you'll see that it's got some colour to them as well. Okay, so if you've made meringue before, then you may have pretty good idea about how it's going to all work. To sort of speed things along, because we're trying to cram so much in this evening, I've already got pre-weighed here some of the fabulous sherbet flavoured icing sugar. There's 75 grams of that there. You see that's nice and fine. That's the jobby there. And then next to that we have got 75 grams of ordinary caster sugar. And then finally 3 medium egg whites at room temperature. So we've all got that so far. Okay, cool. So I'm going to put those. Oh, ching ching.
I'm just asking John.
That's just the cocktails in the background.
I'm just asking John not to film the floor.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
Right, you can use that one. John,
Use
is
it
on
on
the rest for you.
Yeah. Just swap these woods over. It's only because I've got that in the table, Carol. So.
We've got 2 mixers on today, one for the batter mix and one for the meringue kisses. Do you want to explain why?
Yes, because if you're putting meringue into any sort of electronic equipment, or in fact if you're going to do it by hand, one, it's madness because it's going to take you forever, but we're going to use an electric whisker, and it's very important that when you put an egg white into the mixing bowl is extremely clean and extremely dry. You don't want to mix egg white with anything else. So that bowl's going straight onto the mixer, and I'm going to put, this is called a balloon whisk, I'm going to put the balloon whisk onto the mixer. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. There we go. Good, right there. Okay, and in there we're going to pop in the 3 room temperature egg whites. Okay, a bit of a spatula. Don't miss anything. Not one for waste. I like to use every bit of every mixture, which is good. I'll give that to you. Now we'll drop the mixer down.
We've got quite a few people watching.
Okay, that's cool. Hello everybody, welcome. Just get your earplugs in because I'm just going to switch the mixer on to start to mix those egg whites. So what we're looking for here is for the egg whites to reach what's called a stiff peak consistency. And I'll show you what that looks like when they're getting a bit nearer the mark. In the interim, we're going to mix the 2 sugars together into one bowl. Nice and easy.
So why would they use 2 sugars? Do you know the answer to that? I've never known. Because I just use all the icing sugar, but I also think sometimes it's much better with part caster sugar and part icing sugar.
I think it's the final consistency that it gives, and it's to do with the gloss and the shine on the finish of the meringue when it's in the mixing stages. And it's important to have the 2 consistencies of sugars together.
Who's the lady in the stripy shirt?
Were they not here at the beginning?
Dawn Butler.
Oh,
Hello, Dawn.
does she not know who I am? Yes, but my good friend Dawn Butler, I wouldn't be in this mess if it weren't for you. Just kidding.
Don't worry, we want Dawn to come and join us one day as well.
John, if you can just have a look in there, you'll be able to see the consistency of the egg white starting to foam up now. It's clearly not giving any sort of stiff peak at the moment. You can see that the egg white is still quite free flowing in there, but as soon as it's a little bit faster, and you can see it constantly changes as the whisker gets going round and round and round. So we're nearly there with that now. Just give it a little bit more welling.
It's always nice watching it whip up, isn't it? The worst thing is when it doesn't whip up.
Well, that's plenty of all our Okay.
I learnt that lesson only once.
So, John, if you want to have a little squiz in here, as I lift this, you'll be able to see, or not lift it, you'll be able to see that when I lift it, didn't have to did it, there we go. If you have a look at that, you can see that it's almost at the soft peak the stiff peak consistency there. So I'll just give that another couple of seconds and then we'll start to add some sugar. Be you've got to keep your eye on these things. We learned that specifically in the Bake Off 10. Changing weather can make all the difference to things like cream, ganache, anything like that. Set your eyes above. It can result in disaster.
Like we did earlier, blowing up the cream in the microwave. That was this afternoon's disaster.
Okay. That's a lot better. Okay.
So we've got anybody asking any questions yet, John?
Nobody asking me which town I'm from.
It's a reference to Louise being a singer.
Oh, can you sing, Louise?
Oh,
Hey, you've got many talents then. Should we start getting you doing a bit of a sing-song and all?
That's not from a lady called Annette, is it? Okay.
I've missed the name actually.
No. So I'm going to just add now a third of this 2 sugar mix. So this is the flavoured icing sugar along with the caster sugar mix. Okay, so I'm going to add about a third of that into there. And what I'd like you to look at, okay, so that's probably about a third or just over. I'm going to pop that into there, and I'm going to spin that around, and I want you to watch the gloss as it starts to form on the top of. It's quite dull as it starts, and as the sugar gets mixed into that, you can actually see the shine start to come through there now. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to gradually add the sugar little bit by little bit as the mix is going around. I should really have a pin on, Harry.
Yeah, well, I never wear one, so don't worry about it. At the end of the day, this kitchen's just for us, nobody else.
And once again on to high. There we go. And you can actually see there now, John. I'll just retake that out so you can see it. You can see as you lift the whisk out that it's a stiff peak.
Yeah. And it's very shiny as well.
Very shiny.
Good girl.
Can you just run through again what's in that bowl, please?
So in that bowl there are 3 egg whites, medium size, free range. 75 grams of flavoured icing sugar. Today we're using the Sugar and Crumbs Sherbet flavour. And 75 grams of white caster sugar. Okay, so you put the egg whites in, you beat those up, and then you add 1/3 of the 2 sugar mix. You mix the sugars together, and 1/3 of the 2 sugar mix. Mix it to a stiff peak consistency, and then gradually add the remaining 2/3 of the sugar mix. This will take you to this nice and glossy stiff peak. Now, again, to save a little bit of time, all I've got in this little bowl here, and it looks awful, Halloween, bring it on, okay, is some lime flavoured marmalade. You see here, taking the bits of the lime out, and I've just added some green food colouring to that.
Why would you use the marmalade?
It was if you think about ordinary marmalade, that's orange, and the effect that I want is green. So I wanted something that was based with the colour that we were going to add to it, and I wanted green to show a range of flavours, a range of colours on the final cake, because we're going to use so many different colours in covering it, and on the inside, I was trying to get a balance of something that's a little bit darker.
Right.
Okay, so I went for the green. I wanted something that was a green base. I suppose you could I don't know how piping gel bakes in the oven. Maybe you could put piping gel in.
Well, I just use the gel. Because myself, I just put a dot of the gel, rub the bag together.
Yeah.
Okay, so that there's a really thin coat, and then pop in the meringue.
Okay. Yeah, that's very doable as well.
But it's just interesting. It's interesting how different people do different things, isn't
Well,
it? I've never seen it done with marmalade.
One of the things that I did, there's also the lime flavour that it will just add on the coating of the meringue. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a very fine palette knife and I'm just going to draw myself 3 stripes. Remember, I have not cut a hole in this bag yet. I'm just making that out of there, so that's not very good, is it? Okay, so that's 1 stripe. Going down the other side. Now we've got 2 stripes. And please, this is not an exact science.
No, it's just meant to be a rough thing.
You know, I'm not all about perfection, as many of my friends who have had my baking or my cooking will be able to tell you. You know, it's not an exact science. We like, sometimes I make do and mend, but we like to be able to do things that everybody can have a go at.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's exactly what we're about, Louise. We're trying to encourage people who don't bake to bake, make it easy for them.
Well, I have to tell you, if I can do this, Carol, then anybody can. I think that baking is a bit like being in a science lesson at school. Thank you. It's like being in a science lesson at school. You've got the list of ingredients, follow the instructions, and the end result will come.
Well, that's what everyone wants to know here, how easy it is to do it.
So, this is what our bag looks like. Right old mess. Okay. So I've got my measuring jug here, because that helps me. And I just stand that up on the inside there like that. Fold the top over a little bit. And I just get a nice dollop of the meringue mix. And that goes into the bag. You can see how glossy it is. I love meringue.
So do I have it up and kisses? I'm wondering this afternoon.
Okay. And I think we'll make this the last spoonful in there. So I'm about to make a terrible mess. Okay. Taking that down into the bag. Oh, I'm not bringing that jug again.
So what I'll do, Louise, I'll get you to do a couple of meringue kisses.
Yep.
And while you finish doing the rest of them, I'm going to get John to show the final product, what you're actually making.
Okay. And we'll get a snip off the end of there. And if I can just give you that, and that, and that. That clears me a little bit of space to be able to slide into shop this fabulous little tray and mat. Okay. And all I'm going to do is, at a 90-degree angle, make a mess. Push it down. And do you know what it reminded me of when I was doing it this afternoon, Carol?
What?
Make it touch the surface and pull up. Make it touch the surface and pull up. Who am I taking the mickey out of? That'd be Carol.
I have no idea. Go on, tell us.
Well, it reminded me of doing the flowers with the nozzle, the old nifty nozzles. Except I can't do them, so I just stick with the bowl in the end. Okay. So keep it centred, apply the pressure, and then just simply pull up. And we are trying to achieve a nice tail on the top, like a kiss.
They look good. So let me just take John and Maria over here then. Okay. So John, Maria, while you finish that off. So John, this is what Louise made this afternoon, okay? So she's made this really very quick. She's shot in, made this really very quick, and what she's done is actually used the 5-layer Wilton cake. She's made 5 layers of Madeira cake, and then she's covered it with multicoloured buttercream. She's going to show you how to do that. So you lovely lot are going to learn how to do that. And then she has put a ganache topping on and just basically filled it with sweets because it's a sherbet one and it's what kids love. So all those kiddies are going to love that. And then she's got some meringue kisses on. So that's what we're making. That's what Louise is going to make. So this is the one that she's made this afternoon. She's going to make the sponge. We're going to get that in the oven. And then we've already got another cake that she's pre-prepared for us. Yeah? And then if we want to go back to Louise, so we're doing the meringue kisses.
Yeah, they're all done.
Super. Fantastic.
So I'm going to pop those into the oven. And they're going to go in the oven on, I use gas at home, but here I just have to look at my phone for the conversion. It's 120 degrees Celsius, and they're going to go in for an hour. But panic not, for I have prepared some in true blue pizza style earlier.
So they may not see those when they come out of the oven, but we have got some that you prepared earlier.
Yes, perhaps.
So I'll pop these in the oven now.
Okay.
And these are in for an hour, are they?
Yes, they are.
And I can show them these and catch up afterwards.
Okay, that's fine. Will you set the timer for an hour?
I'll remember.
Okay, not a problem.
9:23. Only because I don't know how to set the timer.
Okay.
And the last time I played with the oven, I actually locked it. And we all thought it didn't work. So then, what are we off to next,
Okay.
Louise?
So, I'm going to show you some good hints and tips. When I started to bake a long time ago, taught by my two oldie aunties, I learned lots and lots of hints and tips, and I think it's what makes baking work for people.
Yeah.
So, we're going to bake the 5-layer multicoloured cake. Here's one I did do earlier on.
Yep.
So this is what we're hoping to achieve, and I'm going to show you how to make the mix together for that, how to colour it, and tricks to put them in the pan and so on and so. Okay, so we can leave it there.
The nice sturdy cake, that is it. So
Nice and sturdy.
You've used a Madeira recipe, haven't you?
I have used the Madeira recipe.
What gas markers are the meringue kisses in that?
Well, we're in at 120.
What's that in gas mark?
It would be gas 1/2. So just a half, a very, very low light for meringues, specifically on gas. You've got to keep your eye on the meringues if you're on gas. And it's difficult to achieve half.
I was going to say, I didn't even know you could do half.
Yeah, you can. You
Yeah.
can. Sometimes if you get almost there with the meringues, it's good to turn the oven off if it's gas and just let them cook out and let the oven cool and the wood dry thoroughly on the inside. You hope what you're trying to get is, I don't know if you can hear that. It's a nice, good, dry, crisp meringue, and that's what you're trying to achieve. Yeah, so a nice slow cook with those.
And what would you recommend to do with the egg yolks, Louise? I
Egg
don't always
yolks.
think we're making a meringue. It's such a sad thing you've got to throw all those egg yolks away.
So, certainly with the egg yolks, I would be looking at something like ice cream or egg custard.
Ice cream and egg yolks?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, some nice ice cream, some egg custard. Quite like egg custard without pastry. I just like the filling in the middle.
So we know what you're going to be doing when you come back then, don't we?
Yeah, we certainly do.
You've just sold yourself there, girl.
Thanks for that. Quiche, you can actually add them and make a real, especially for free range, real good, rich tasting quiche. I made a couple of vegetarian quiches this weekend for a friend's 21st party, so they went down well as well. So it's all good stuff.
Good.
All good stuff. So we'll start to have a look at this Madeira recipe. Forgive me, because I do need to go back to my book, and it's not that I don't know the recipe, it's just that I don't want to give it to you incorrectly.
So just show them how well used your book is, Louise.
No, I'm so
Now
embarrassed.
this is a recipe that is used and used and used, and Louise loves this book. And she swears by this Madeira recipe.
I do swear by this Madeira recipe. It's one of the first books that I had for cake decorating, so it's really, really what is considered, I suppose, in the cake decorating industry as easy cakes. It's written by a lovely lady called Carol Deacon. I have spoken to Carol and I've said, is it okay if I yes, absolutely fine. If you want to teach any of those classes,
Good.
You go right ahead. So she knows that I use his recipe and I sing and shout about it at all the cake shows.
And what I'll do is I'll copy it and we'll put it on the website
Yeah,
tomorrow
absolutely.
for everyone.
And she's happy
with a
with
nice
that.
picture of your drip cake.
Lovely, lovely. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to look at needing is what size of cake. So I did a bit of research and I made 2 or 3 of these cakes in the pans because 5 small pans you just wouldn't be able to scale up or down and know how much. Carol uses a bit of a different recipe to me and I've ended up going for the 8-inch round recipe out of this book. It involves flour. Okay, so this is plain flour. I don't buy expensive flours or in fact expensive ingredients because I think baking is for everyone. You can spend more money on them if you want to and you can get whatever kind of quality product, but I don't spend an awful lot on my cake products and they still seem to go down well. So this is basic plain flour from the local supermarket, 350 grams. Okay.
Do you want to stay on this mixer then? Is it easy for you?
Yes,
or do you want to move
please.
over?
That'd be lovely, thank you.
Thank you.
plain flour. To make it rise, you're obviously going to need a rising agent. So again, it's just plain old baking powder. It's what was in the supermarket at the time. So we'll be using 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 275 grams of caster sugar, nice and simple, and 275 grams. Now this is where I sort of don't vary from the recipe. It says margarine. What I found was originally that I baked with a branded buttermilk margarine. They call it a spread. I found this one more local in a local, less expensive supermarket. So I'm going for 275 grams of that, but it's a buttermilk instead of just ordinary margarine, and then 5 eggs, 5 free-range eggs, medium size. So that's our cake mix. And the best thing about this recipe, in complete total, is this, and I absolutely love it. 1, 2.
Is this what they call an all-in-one?
This is what they call all-in-one. And if you've got any fear of baking, that's half a teaspoonful, so it's a 1.5 in total. So I have 3 of those, and you'll see, good top tip. My hands are clean. You know, you dig it in, and you just smooth it off across the top, and it gives you the perfect half a teaspoon. Yeah. Dead easy. If you're not happy doing it with your finger, do it with the back of the knife. Easy peasy lemon squeezer. Okay? So 1.5 teaspoons of that. Spoon-de-loon. And I need weighing scales that I've locked down here.
Do you want a bowl for them to go in?
There we go. Well, I'm not putting it in a bowl, I'm putting it straight in.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, why create more washing up, Carol?
So you'll set that to 0 then?
Set that to 0. I'll turn it around so you can see it. So we're on 0, and all I'm going to do is put in 275 grams straight in there. And if you think, okay, this is a 500 gram tub, so it's at least half. Okay, so you can sort of gauge.
Are we on grams?
Yeah, we're on grams. 265, so just 10 grams more now. Just a tiny little bit there. Look at that.
Look at that.
That made me look so good.
He's such a sad old dude, honestly.
It's rounded down to 274.
Just so picky. Let's turn it off. Just turn it off. Give it those, Carol. Okay, and we're just going to crack these 5 eggs straight in. 1, 2, 3.
Great when it's an all-in-one
4.
recipe. I haven't done an all-in-one recipe for years.
I love it. Quite a lot of Mary's recipes, you know me mate Mary.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of her recipes are
Your
all-in-one
bestie.
recipe. Quite a lot of her recipes are all-in-one because they were created for the working mum.
Yeah.
So what I want you to take note of here is the colour of the margarine. Okay, and often in recipes you will hear them say, beat it until it is light and fluffy. So what actually happens is, when this all mixes together, the mixture changes colour. And what I like to do is, I'll just put a tiny, that's the, you know when I rounded it up, there's the 2 grams extra, that's why I did that, John, okay. So I'll just pop that in there. Okay, and that is it. That's your cake.
Super.
Okay, I'm leaving that there, remember, so that I can see how much it changes colour, so we've got it like fluffy. I'm going to put that under the mixer now. What goes in there like that?
That's not on that.
How can you tell? Oh, there we go. You were right.
I just didn't want to go
That's
flying
'cause she has-
anywhere.
that's
That would
'cause-
have been an interesting show.
That's because you have Pottleman's kitchen in. Okay. And I'm just going to put that on a medium speed there and let that spin away. And you see it's quite yellowy. Okay. Once that starts to mix in a lot more, that will go a lot paler. In the meantime, I want to show you the trick. Now I've done some of these pans already.
I'm quite looking forward to you doing this because I only ever use the spray release.
Where's the other one gone?
The other one is up there.
That'll be that one.
So I use the spray release. In fact, these pans are meant to be used with no grease whatsoever.
They are.
But I don't trust them, and that's so bad because I've actually never tried it without.
So that's not just these pans. I would Obviously, I'm not going to use this method on a loose bottom cake tin. I'm always going to put a cake lining in that. Okay. So I'm greasing each of the tins with the paper of the buttermilk margarine.
That's just how my granny used to do
That's it. Well,
You always got that job when you was a kid, wasn't it? She made the cake and you had to grease the tins.
and lick the bowl.
Licking the bowl's the
Licking the
favourite bit.
bowl.
John thinks that's shocking, you know, licking the bowl. And the amount of people that I know love it. I think that's the best bit of the
Some
cake.
people are just not fun now. Okay. You might think this is a bit peculiar. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw a little bit of flour in there. I'm not a massive amount. And I'm going to match up the lip with the lip. And this is where you start to fray now. And you give it a good old shake.
And why would you put flour in, Louise?
Well, you know when you cake release sprays, Carol?
Yeah.
What do you think's in those?
Grease.
And
Flour?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I'd never have known that.
So it actually creates. Have you ever put like a softening into a bottle of Coke?
No.
When you put a softening into the Coke, explodes. And
Right.
it's as the Coke particles go into all the little indents on the mint, it looks really smooth in it, but it's not.
Right.
And this is the same principle. So if it's not that smooth, it makes it more difficult to stick to it. You do very well with it. I'm all about noise.
Very good.
I'm all about
Very good.
noise, me, Carol.
Yeah, no, so we like it. You know, we need a personality.
I'm a said the other to make a mess in Carol's kitchen. It's great. Okay. So, as you can see, I prepared some of those earlier as well. Again, because we've got a lot to cram in and we're just trying to save a little bit of time. Now I'm putting those to one side and I'm introducing those 5 bowls there, please. And thank you.
Five spoons as well.
Pardon?
Five spoons as well.
No, I have mine. Other.
Make a big chicken dinner.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Okay, so if I can just draw your attention back to the mixer now, and we'll turn that on. You can see the colour of the margarine that we put on the side as a measure of the colour of the cake batter that's now all mixed in nicely together. So it's just, it will always go soft because of the buttermilk margarine. Maybe a little bit softer than the batters that you're used to. But instead of now weighing all of this out with weighing scales, I'm just going to make sure we've not got anything left on the bottom. Give that a tap. Thank you. This is my other weapon, okay? Why would you weigh out everything? What we're going to simply do is put 3 scoops in each of these bowls. And I know it's 3 scoops, but I have made them earlier. One, 2, 3, 4.
It's quite good that you used 3 because when I did this, I only used 2 scoops. So was I being stingy?
No, I just think it's a different recipe, Carol,
Yeah.
so it might well be that your recipe is a little bit more 80. If you find that Madeira cake's quite dense,
Yeah.
which is what this recipe is. Oh, I've lost count now, Carol, I've lost count.
What, you put 1 in there? 2? Come on, we're women, we can multitask.
Might have to weigh that now. 6 maybe just a little bit more.
I think that's right, yeah.
I think we're right. Oh, that
Yeah.
looks about right. It's not the end of
Yeah.
the world anyway. Incidentally, I wouldn't waste that. I'd put that in some cupcake cases and then.
Well, I was just going to say, I might be having a spoonful of that.
Okay. And then simply all we're going to do now is add some colour. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit in because I did make one and was overzealous with the colours. So it was more a rainbow than a sort of pastel sherbet.
Someone has picked up you did only put 2 scoops and the one you just topped up, you were right.
Ah, good, well done. Who was that?
Tracy.
Thanks,
Oh,
Tracy. You're an
Don't do
absolute
any
diamond.
attention.
Absolute diamond.
I'll start mixing them for
Well,
you.
yeah, that'd be great, Carol. Thanks. Is this where we tell them you just trod on my toe?
I was hoping you were going to stay quiet, Louise. At least you didn't scream your head off.
Not a chance, Carol. You grasped me up about the cream in the microwave. You're having it, I'm afraid.
Do we need any more lilac in there? Will that be enough?
Let's give it more in, if you want. Don't be frightened of it. It's robust. Yeah. It's a robust mix.
Yeah, because I must admit, I always make a Victoria sponge mix, and they always say you shouldn't really mix in, should they? Well, so with a Madeira cake, you can.
You can. I mean, you don't want to beat the air out of it, but you do want to get the colour in.
Yeah.
And if you give it a swizz round and then fold back in some more air, you're laughing with that. So there we go.
2 of these.
That's 2. Here goes the Lello.
Pardon?
Here goes the Lello.
Yeah.
We have got the Lello in our hands.
So, is anybody going to make one of these rainbow cakes? Go on, tell us. Who makes Madeira cakes, and do they make it like this? And who's a Victoria sponge girl or guy?
Well,
I've got to remember Rob Allen's here. Has Rob Allen joined us tonight?
He has, yeah.
Has he? Hello, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
I don't know if there's any more guys here who's logged on.
I bet that Neil's on.
That Neil.
That Neil. If he's not, he better have him. That would do my other half.
Is that your other half?
It
yeah. Is that his organ he's got to watch?
Oh no, you don't tell him anything.
I haven't spotted Neil.
No, you're not. He's in trouble when I get home. Okay, so we've got our 5 colours.
Yeah, super.
Okay, they're going straight in the pans.
Yeah. I'll help you get these in.
Can't bear wasting anything, I'm afraid. All I'm going to do is nudge them out to the sides.
It's amazing, these little pans, aren't they? They're only small, but
Epic.
when you put the cake together, it's actually really quite big, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Sorry to nick your
No,
tin.
it's me, no, that's on.
Just throwing cake mix all over my top.
And just nudge it out to the edge.
Can we put together the last colours that have gone into this,
Yeah,
please?
we can.
Yeah,
I'll
of
just get
course.
them for you. Now, Louise is dying to say what you're dying to say, Louise.
I'm
It's on
dying,
the
for
tip
you
of-
to I'm dying for you to tell me to put my pinny on, Carol. I did hint earlier on, but you epically missed it. So don't you think I should be wearing a pinny,
I
Carol?
think you
And
should be
went-
wearing your pinny, Louise.
You went, no, I don't think you should. I went, no, man, you know, Louise, it's fine. Well, you don't
Oh, I
need to
didn't get it. Right, come on, Louise, let's get this pinny out of the way. Because I want you to tell us all about it, because it's quite exciting. I love the colour.
It is quite exciting. So I've got some new pinnies with me today, and I'm happy to say that I'm opening a new business, and I'm opening a new business with my fabulous partner, who I'm sure that some of you will already know, the lovely Emma Ball, and we're going to be called.
Yeah, do you want a glass?
Got it.
Da, 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 da.
Okay, so big drum roll in the kitchen
that's
of
it.
Carol. Our new company. It's going to be Emma Lou Cakes.
Emma Lou Cakes. And where are you going to open up your shop then, Emma? No.
She's on a roll tonight, folks, I'm telling you.
This is normal.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So you're going into business with Emma Ball. So for those
Yeah.
people who don't know Emma, do you want to tell them about who Emma is?
Okay, so Emma
Nip over
Ball,
to her Facebook page and have a look.
nip over to the Facebook page and have a look at Emma
And
Lou
give her a
Cakes.
big like.
Absolutely, please
Yeah.
feel free to do that. Emma Ball is an international award-winning cake decorator. from a catering background and college background for baking and patisserie and all that kind
Well,
of
I
thing.
must admit, I went over and had a look at her Facebook page over the weekend, and it's marvellous what she makes.
They're
Isn't it?
brilliant,
Absolutely brilliant, yeah.
Um,
So you're going to team up with her then?
We're teaming up together.
And I believe it's your own shop?
Yes, we're going to have our own shop. We've secured some premises. A bit shady about it at the moment, but we've secured some premises. We need to iron out the finer details of that. But we're happy to say now that we are now as of today in business as Emma
Fantastic. And is that going to be a new Facebook page, or you're going to go onto Emma's page, or where are they going to find you?
They're going to find, if you type in Emma Lou Kate on Facebook, our Facebook page will come up. We've been working really hard on getting it up to scratch and ready for the grand reveal, the announcement.
So all they've got to do is search as Emma Lou Cakes.
Emma Lou Cakes.
Go over there, pop over there, give her a nice big like, tell her you were watching her on Facebook Live tonight, and let's see what happens over the next couple of months with some of these fabulous cakes that they're going to put together.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So,
do you want me to pop these in the oven?
yes, please. We've got 5 of our mini cakes now. I'm just winging them over to Carol to put into the oven. So they're going into the oven for approximately 40 minutes, and I know that's maybe a little bit longer than you would put your Victoria sandwich in for, but as I've said before, it is a little bit of a different recipe, and it's gas mark 3 and Celsius 160. So it's 160 Celsius, gas mark 3 for those.
For approximately 40 minutes?
For about 40 minutes.
Okay.
What I tend to find though is, and I'm not selling this for anybody.
Yeah.
I've been told about this gadget, and as soon as I saw it being used, in fact, it was Ruth Clements that told me about it. She was runner up on Bake Off on Series 1. She went, "You've got to try this."
Yeah.
It's called Thermopen. Basically, I don't really time my cakes. I sort of go, well, it's about an hour.
Yeah.
Leave it for an hour, set the alarm, go and check it. This goes directly into the middle of the cake. If it's 95 degrees or over, it's cooked.
Yeah.
And that's as simple as it gets. So, skewers coming out clean. I haven't got time to faff around with barbecue skewers coming out clean. I haven't got time to poke it and see if it springs back. Just stick the thing in, 95 and over, job's a good one.
Yeah.
And I don't, as a rule, have an over or undercooked cake.
No.
No.
Well, I have to say, I've seen your cakes today and they look great.
Thank
So,
you.
just to clarify that, Louise is actually making a Madeira cake today, which is a little bit more, well, it's more dense than the Victoria sponge. And for those of you who watched me make a rainbow cake the other week, I actually used the same easy layer pans, but I made it with the Victoria sponge mix. And where Louise has put 3 ice cream scoops in each tin, I actually only put 2 in. And when I put my 5 tins in the oven, they actually only needed 10 minutes. So there's a difference there, which is why I'm just checking with Louise about timings and everything else. So there we go, Louise. And then the colour splash is there for you, John. Did you want to know what colours that we used?
Okay. So,
And just so that you know, Louise is a Pro Gel girl, okay, and I am a Colour Splash girl, but we're converting her. So these are the 5 colours that we've used today, and we're actually used these same 5 colours in the buttercream mix as well. So what do you need next, Louise? Because you're going to put your cake together.
I'm going to
now,
put my
aren't you?
cake together now. So I've brought with me a 10-inch round drum.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you go to buy these, refer to these, the thicker ones are the drums, the thinner ones are referred to as boards.
Yeah.
So if you go in and ask for a cake board, you're going to get something that's really, really thin.
Or a cake card.
Or a cake card, yeah, very similar. So 10-inch round one of those. You could get away with one a little bit smaller. Depends how many sweets you want to cram on the board and onto the turntable. So what we're going to do next is we're going to look at assembling our cake. And I've got these already put here. These are not the ones we've just put in the oven, obviously.
These are the ones we prepared earlier.
Here's one I prepared earlier. So what I'm going to do is we've got 5 different colours that match the that have been created for the sugar. No, not sugar. For the buttercream. Okay. We've used these 5 colours here. I've used the base colour, so I've got a little bit more of a yellow buttercream than I have of the others, because I want to get it affixed to the board using the buttercream, and then I want to create. Do you remember when you were a kid, Carol, and you used to go to the corner shop for your 2 ounces of sweeties because you had your 6-pence spends? The big jars, big sweetie jars of the sherbet, all in rainbow colours, and that was what I had in my mind when I sort of designed this cake in my head. So That's where I was going with that one. So that's what I'm trying to create here. So we're going to first of all take the yellow flavoured buttercream. No, yellow flavoured. Yeah, if anybody knows what yellow flavoured tastes like, give me a call. Okay. The yellow coloured buttercream. And I'm just going to take some of that and I'm simply going to put it onto the drum. Okay.
I really like the idea of this cake because it's fantastic for kiddies, isn't it?
Yes.
Going mental, don't they?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to start with the yellow layer. Do you have a question? I don't know.
Shout out if you get any questions, John.
No.
Louise is ever so happy to help.
Oh, I am. I am. You'll see that I've offset that there, and that's because if you're making this as a birthday cake or something for a child, what you want to be able to do is you want to be able to put their happy birthday, whoever or whatever, yeah? Okay, but I am going to use this as the filling all the way through. The one that we made earlier on, I did put some jam on it, but the slightly domed these, and for what we're doing it for, you know, they don't need to be perfect. It's not meant to be a perfection kind of a cake. So I'm not going to put jam in this one. I'm just going to use the buttercream in between each layer.
We do have one question.
Oh, go ahead.
The question said, my violet colour cake always looks to come out grey.
Yes, it does.
Any ideas?
It comes out grey on the outside, but you see this. Interestingly, it's a good question, and I love it. Do you remember we put the margarine and the flour coating? If you see this here, that's that non-stick there, and it doesn't matter that it goes in or it doesn't go in because you wouldn't see it. But if you can, I've turned this one round for you. So this is the top baked side, and it doesn't look great. It looks dirty, doesn't it?
Looks brown,
However, as soon as you cut into that, the purple is quite vibrant, and it's just to do with the baking edge on it. If you don't, it can be scraped off if you don't like it. It matters
I must
not.
admit,
It goes
I was
straight
put
in.
off the first time I baked with colours, and I thought, oh, they look yucky on the outside, but then once I'd cut into it,
And you don't see
different
it.
cake. No, you don't.
see it because everybody's licking
And you
the
don't
lips of
need
the
to
buttercream.
scrape all that off either, do you?
No, they'll stop making a mess in your kitchen now.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You
that's
get a
going
message then.
yeah, stop scraping that in the kitchen. Now, again, another layer of buttercream, nice and vibrant and yellow. So if you can imagine cutting through this later on, this yellow is going to shine through every layer of the multicolour rainbow.
Did you put jam on your other one?
I
you
did
say?
put jam on the other one, but because they're slightly domed, it started to slide ever so, because it's been quite warm in here today as well. And
Well, you should have been in here yesterday. I did a Nifty Nozzles class in here with 4 students.
did you?
And we were melting. The butter was melting, everything was. So we're doing well today.
Sorry, Carol.
Don't
This
worry.
is it's because of the way I've stacked them. Keep it clean. I'll put it on that way instead. Okay. What colour are we having next, John? Should we have the red?
So what made you decide to start baking, Louise, then?
I've been baking ever since I was a child. At weekends I used to go over to my aunt's, they were maiden aunts, so they didn't have any partners or children of their own, and used to make Victoria sandwich every single Sunday, every weekend without fail, along with the egg custard, the egg custard centre. So we
Don't
did
worry,
that.
we're going to get you back for that because I love egg custard.
It's divine.
I always remember that. It's always his grandparents who influence you, isn't it? And that's why I started baking. When people always said when what made you start baking, and we got this new kitchen and John does all the cooking, and he's got the oven, the hob and the sink and everything, and he said, what are you going to do with your half? And I only had an electric plug.
Oh.
So I said I'm going to bake, I'm going to get myself a mixer and start baking with the kids. So the idea was to start baking with the kids, but I don't get to do it very often. But what I do is get to work with Laura quite a lot, so she shows Holly. But I thought one day what I should do is, and everybody will remember this, you all used to make butterfly cakes with your grandparents, didn't you?
Word, yeah.
Were they just divine?
I'll tell you, sadly, these were my aunts, and I didn't really know my grandparents, but it's not really that sad, I just didn't. But my mum used to make dead fly buns, you know, currant buns.
Yeah.
That was our thing. We made
Is that what
currant
you call them?
buns.
Dead fly buns? Oh,
yeah.
they sound really
Dead fly
tasty
buns,
then, Louise.
Yeah. Okay.
So look how high that's stacked up from those 5 layers. It's amazing, that, isn't it?
So we talked about how small those pans were, but all of a
well,
sudden you've got like quite a tasty cake there. Bearing in mind it's an 8-inch round cake recipe.
Yeah.
you know, and I'd be looking, if it was an 8-inch round, and you slice it properly, I'd be looking to feed about 20 people with that. So, you know, we're doing okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just have a quick tidy up. Metal scraper, just tidy up on the round. And what we're going to do now is we're going to give that a crumb coat first and foremost. Okay. Just give this a little bit of a whiz round and take that bit of cake out of there, Carol.
Right, I'll just pop over to the finish.
Yeah, absolutely. So the nice thing with the drip cake, you put sweeties on it now, haven't you? So, you know, you can put chocolates on, Ferrero Rochers on, you can put flake all over it,
Absolutely.
macarons on them, anything you can put on them, which is great. The wheel's your oyster really, isn't it?
Absolutely. If you find, just as another quick tip, if you find that the weather is a bit warm and your whipped maybe it's not that it's too soft, it's just another little tip. What I would do is, I'd get these are food safe because these are barbecue skewers, so they go through your steak and your meat or your vegetarian.
Corn
kebabs,
topping.
yeah, it's corn and tofu. Okay, so I'm just going to put 3 in, okay, and it just holds it a little bit steadier when I'm just trying to crumb coat it.
Yeah, because that's the thing in this warm weather, it all starts sliding about, doesn't it?
It can all go so very peaked on, that's the problem. Okay, and you can just see that it's stopped the tears moving whilst I'm just spinning it round on this here turntable.
And the thing I like about this cake as well, and anybody who watches me on a Monday, I'm all about quickness and making it easy, and it doesn't have to be perfectly smooth. And that's what's going to happen with this cake, isn't it? We're just going to get it on. You don't have to have it absolutely dead smooth.
You'll say there's a right big gap there. Well, you know, who loves buttercream? Bring it on. That's shocking. Come on, Lou.
It's always funny though, Louise, I wouldn't ever stress about it because, you know, I speak to many people, we're live, you know what? So everybody here loves seeing how it's done because this is what happens in their kitchen as well. So we just have to deal with it. So anything that goes wrong, I'm sure there's many of you guys out there going, that's exactly what happens to me. So put your thumbs up if that's what happens to you. And I hope they're all giving you all lots of loves and likes as well out there.
So.
I'm sure they will be.
I hope so.
So, and that's what people want to see on here because they, you know,
well, what's
there's
the point
too many
doing it
presenters.
live? What's the point in doing it live if it's not real? It
To
has to be real.
There's too many presenters out there where it's all perfect and this is what I've done earlier, and then you never really learn.
No.
So when we're watching this, we can actually see all of it, how it goes together, mistakes and all, and lucky fingers.
I was laughing with somebody today. They were saying, "Oh, I'm doing Facebook Live tonight, and this and that." And I do have, and I've said I'm going to tell them about my mantra. Just when you're not, I live by a mantra, which is a person who never makes a mistake never makes anything.
Well, that's actually
I
very
like
good,
that.
to be fair.
I quite like
that.
Yeah, so. This does not have to be perfect.
No. It looks like a naked cake now, doesn't it?
It's like a naked
So you could actually leave it like that.
You could actually leave it like that if you wanted to.
You're going to do something more exciting.
I'm going to do a little bit of excitingness with it.
I'll mix a couple of these up here.
You think, oh, it's a bit of a mess. It's not meant to be a tidy cake, this, folks. Okay. So here are, so you've seen the lemon. So here's the lilac. I'll leave that in a minute. The green, the red, or pink. Last but not least, the blue.
There you go, it's a lovely blue that.
So you've got like a nice aqua blue. Now,
see, what I like about all those colours are they come out exactly how they are in these tubes.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah, don't give me those. No.
Keep that. Okay, so dead simple. You take a dollop and we're just gonna whack it on.
I'm just going to try and get Maria to see what you're doing there, Louise.
Okay. And remember what I said to you earlier on about the sweetie jars in the sweet shop?
Yeah. I've always wondered how they got this effect together. So that's all you're doing, just swirling it around like an helter-skelter, really.
Helter-skelter.
Yeah.
I'll just use a different one than that one. Okay, so what have we got on? We've got the red on, got the blue on.
So you're all excited about your new project
Oh, I
then?
can't wait.
Yeah.
Absolutely can't
What
wait.
type of cakes are you going to be specialising in? Because I looked at Emma's cakes and they're absolutely amazing. There's some work gone in those, isn't there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
You know, we will take on any
Challenge.
challenge.
Fantastic.
We've got our new tagline
Yeah.
for our sort of promotions and marketing campaign. So it's your dreams are our creations.
Oh, I love it. I
So
love
we,
it.
we quite like that. We quite like that one.
What's your favourite bit about cake decorating? Is it
Eating it.
baking the cakes? Or
Eating it.
Or is it actually
It's
decorating
clearly,
it?
it's clearly eating it, Carol. Let's not beat about the bush now. Come on.
Well, I must admit, I've grown since I've been in this business.
Well, we
Means
have-
John's nodding there.
There have been a number of comments about the Slimming World book in the background when we were showing that cake over there.
Really? Has there?
Just check out page 163 for the recipe. No, I'm joking. Please don't check out the Slimming
Well,
World.
the Slimming World.
They're saying it's clearly never been opened.
Unlike my cake decorating book, obviously.
Well, those Slimming World books were bought for John because when I was on a diet, he said he was going to help me. So I bought him the books to read because he does all the cooking. So there you go, John. So here we go. What we've got here. This is looks fantastic.
So again, we've got the scraper,
Yeah.
and it's just going to be. Tip is, it's got a straight edge here. Okay, so that's a corner just so that you can see it. It does get messy, but these go straight into the dishwasher. Now, if you're doing a perfect cake, all right, which we're not, okay, there is a technique. We call it, well, I do. I call it hugging the cake.
Right. Okay.
Because who doesn't like to hug cake? Okay, so you'll see that the arms go all the way around it. I hope Kay White's watching because this is a joke that we have about hugging the cake. You'll see the flat edge of the scraper is flat onto the board, and that the angle, it's at an angle to the cake. Okay, so you're going to use this free hand. Okay, to take the turntable, grip your board, and then just pull it around the cake. And it will go all the way around.
I like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's not everybody's cup of tea, but you know, I like it.
No.
This
It's like
bit,
a graffiti type of colouring, isn't it? Put
yeah,
together.
it is. This bit will not go to waste. Okay, so please don't think, oh, actually, you know, that's quite a lot of butter or quite a lot of icing sugar or whatever. It doesn't go to waste because we're going to do something a bit tricky with the board as well. Okay. If we've made it a bit dark and you don't like it, let's get a bit of a yellow.
Splash me that one.
And we can just heighten the yellow if you want to, or if you don't want to, that's fine as well. How are we doing in there?
Yeah, no, we're doing all right.
Just need them to bolt.
You need an empty bowl?
Please, if you
Yeah,
don't mind.
right, on it. There you go.
Thank you.
Are you going to smooth out all the holes that
No.
people can see?
Do you want to? Oh. You can if you want to.
Yeah.
It's like I've said, it's
On
not
this kind of cake you
a
don't.
perfect cake.
No.
You know, it's just one where
If you want to make it perfect, you could, but on this type of drip
You can
cake,
do.
you don't.
you can do that, and you can spend time doing that. But what you find is the more that you drag that around, that needs attention there. The more that you drag that around, the more that will just turn into one big mass of colour. I quite like that. I
Yeah.
mean, that's like a mixture of
Yeah.
eyeshadow,
Rustic.
palette.
It's
Yeah.
rustic, Louise.
Yeah. I'm quite happy with that, and when you see what we're going to do with it, and quite a lot of that gets covered up, especially on the top. Okay, but I do like to put a little bit of the lemon on the top, just to cover those edges up. obviously these are going to come out now. That's a bit sturdy. Okay. And if you find that it is a bit soft, the buttercream, you can put the cake into the fridge and leave it to set. So we're just going to tidy that top up. How's that doing?
That's good. Shouldn't have left all these sweets out here, Louise. So bad. So we've got any more questions, John?
Any questions? Or is everybody silent this evening?
Yeah.
Well, we've got 870 people watching.
A mere 870. I'm not nervous or anything. Thank you for that, John.
Louise, who's ever
You're
so
doing very
brave.
well.
Louise, who's ever so brave and got a lot to say for herself, realised that going live is really scary.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely really scary.
She came in this afternoon, all 6s and 7s.
Like a babbling Egypt. There we go. Okay,
So
we're
you're doing really well. Good.
So we're happy with that.
Yeah, we are. Helps get rid of that.
Right. I just needed a little smidgen bit. What did yeah, I need a little bit of that, please. And there was another colour icing.
Another colour icing? What did you do with it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, another one. Sorry. Yeah, it's here. I've all stuff with it. What have I done with it?
I thank you. Maybe that. Okay. So I'm going to do exactly the same with the board. But we're going to use the bits that are all mingled up together so we don't have any waste. I'm not going to use that bit, I've just got it on the floor.
Yeah, super. Smells gorgeous in here now, doesn't it?
It does, it's
Rose
great
in the
smell,
oven and
isn't it?
cake in the oven.
A bit red. Pink. Light it up a little bit. You know, making cakes and designs for cakes, it's people's own taste, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
you know, this might not be everybody's cup of tea. Do you
No,
know
but it's
what?
like you say, you can adapt it, Louise. You know, I mean, this is a cake designed for children, and this is children's colours. It's going to have children's sweets all over it,
I think
and
it's,
it's what kids go crazy for.
you can't do it wrong, Carol.
No,
It can't be wrong, this.
No.
Because it's
and if you want
yours.
to make something different, you like you say, you could go mad with chocolate all over it,
Absolutely.
with chocolates and Ferrero Rochers
Yeah.
and big chunks of broken chocolate bars, and then you could, you know, glitter it all up with silver and gold glitter and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So you could do anything really, isn't it?
Definitely.
Just got to get creative.
Let's just line it.
And I always like to tell everybody, you know, everybody comes here free. You know, everybody comes here, gives up their evening here on Sugar and Crumbs Facebook Live, and it's all about just giving you all some hints and tips. And basically, it's to hope that you guys at home thinking, you know what, I'd be scared of doing that. You watch this with confidence now and think, well, that was easy.
You watch that with confidence and think, well, if she can do that, I can do that. There you go.
Well, that's
Someone
what it's
said
about.
it'd be good for a baby reveal cake.
Yeah,
It would.
it would, actually. Well done.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're happy with that.
Do you know, it looks like a painting, doesn't it, that you've done with brushes?
Is
Is
it
it
like
like a palette
It's
now?
like a bit of Van Gogh. That's what the Americans call it, Van Gogh.
So we're going to put all the good stuff on
We're
now.
going to put the good stuff on. I think we'll start with the...
Do you want this to go in the
I
microwave
think so. I
again?
think we'll... let me have a little
Or is it
look.
okay?
Okay, so we made something. I might just have that in just for 10 seconds.
Do you want to tell them how to make this?
Okay, so what we're going to put onto the top is some white chocolate ganache. It's made with fresh double cream, and I've told you already I don't use expensive chocolate, so it's just white chocolate from a local supermarket, and a little bit of vegetable oil just to... If you put chocolate into a chocolate fountain, you'll find that people add like a thinner. Okay, so all we've done is put a tiny little bit of vegetable oil in it, just to make it that little bit thinner. That's lovely.
I know John was appalled at that. I remember we went to a wedding. A friend of ours was doing the event, and she asked us to pick up vegetable oil, and John's like, why? And when he realised it went in the chocolate fountain, he's never ever one again. And he saw how much oil went in.
That's why you won't find this recipe in this little Okay, so what we do is with white chocolate ganache, if you're looking to get quite a solid ganache to coat a cake with, you would do, for example, 200 millilitres of fresh cream to 400 grams of chocolate. That will give you quite a running ganache when it, but once it's set, it will set hard and solid, and it will create a shell, which is why we add a little bit of the vegetable oil to that. Now,
and I heard you say about the chocolate. Is it just any cheap chocolate that you can use, or expensive chocolate? What is it?
This is just the local supermarket chocolate. I think it's not even a £1 bar, 200 grams, something like that. So it's cheap and cheerful. It's accessible to anybody. You know, and that's, I'm all about accessibility. What's the point of me standing here showing you something and you can't get the ingredients?
Yeah.
First time Delia Smith used Malden sea salt. You know,
nobody
went out. Nobody could get it. Yeah, many moons ago. Gosh, I'm giving away my age. So what we'll do is we'll get a. I'm just going to reach this way, just don't get me left foot on. I'm just going to reach for a bag. So we've got a little bit of control over it.
Do you want to hold that bag?
Just so we've got a little bit of control over it. Thank you. Yes, the worst jug in the world makes a reappearance. It's mine, it's not Carol's. So. Okay.
I want to clear up my voice. So give you more space to make a mess.
Yeah, Carol's not having me back again. I made too much of them.
Oh, we are. I've heard now that you can make egg custard.
Oh no, egg custard.
Very good.
No pastry on it.
Pardon?
Very no pastry on it. Very good. So I might need a bit more of that.
Yeah.
Very good custard. I used to run my own swimming world pastry.
Did you?
Yeah. You can tell. Okay. So this is the ganache. It's not hot, but it is quite fluid. Okay. And I'm just going to snip the end off the piping bag. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the edges.
Quiet, we've all gone. All that concentration.
How far? We should have run a book about how far down the cake they're going to go. Not that I would encourage betting, obviously, for any youngsters watching.
It's after 9, you're okay.
Okay. So we're just trying to get it down, and if you want it to go down a little bit further, apply a little bit more.
Looks yummy, that.
Scrummy, it smells fab. But sadly, I love chocolate ganache. It's shocking for you. It's not, you know, but full of chocolate and cream.
Would that work with milk chocolate?
You can, yes. Now the ratio is different with milk and plain chocolate. There are plenty of recipes out there, but it's an equal proportion for dark chocolate and milk chocolate. So if you were using 200 ml of cream, you would use 200 grams of chocolate. It's different because actually, white, if we call it white chocolate, but there's very little chocolate in white chocolate. And that, yeah, well, in fact, I would go as far as to say, no, this looks a mess, doesn't it? I'm just applying it, really. I'm going to smooth it out with a palette knife. It's just a matter of getting it on now. I don't put too much on just in case.
Could you give the ingredients for the white one again, please?
For the white one, so in this particular mix, we put in 200 ml of fresh cream and 400, yes, fresh double cream, and 400 ml of, no, so let's start again. We put in 200 ml of fresh cream and 400 grams of chocolate, white chocolate.
Well, that's nicely dripping, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of vegetable oil in that as well. Just get a little bit more of a drip down there. Okay. I'll just spin that for you so you can have a little look.
Super, super, super.
Beautiful. Okay. And now the fun part.
Now the fun bit,
yeah. I hope that some of
if there's any sweets left.
Yeah, it's John's lemon grill sweet. No, I'm joking.
I put your load in here.
Thank you. Oh, that's really kind. Thank you. Sorry. Okay, so in a rather large wholesalers near here and near to me, they're selling huge buckets of sweets. My daughter's 21 in a couple of weeks' time, so I've stolen some of those that we're going to put onto the table. We're just going to create a bit of a design and a bit of have a bit of fun with it, of course, using the meringue kisses. You'll see on these, and you can add any colour of those. You could actually use a red jam and red food colouring and so on and so forth. I like to create different heights, so if we're going to start off to create some height, we're just going to do the lollies, and we're going to do those at 2 different heights. And what's the other thing in that? There's a young lady. I was looking for those strips, Carol.
Are they in there?
The big nice packets here, the ones that are right under my nose. There we
The ones you deliberately didn't open in case they ate
go.
some.
That's a no. These are my favourite of all time. Now I know that if there's a young lady who used to work for me when I worked up at a retail outlet in Preston there, she's going to be smiling from ear to ear, because this is rainbow bacon.
Right.
She calls it rainbow bacon, so we like that. So we can create different shapes and different heights. You want to really just try and tuck the edge in. And we'll give it another one of them because we like these. These are those ultra fizzy ones that maybe you wink.
Yeah.
The other friend calls it winky when you go like that.
Yeah. You suck all your cheeks
Yeah,
in and your eyes go.
So we'll make it a bit winky. And this is just a case of throwing the sweets at the cake. However, do please be aware that sometimes less is more. And you can overdo it.
Yeah.
I'm awful. I just love
I like that with the grandkids. The grandkids just want to throw everything on the cakes.
They're the best kind. Yeah. So these are just like your big penny sweets. I got these again from a local supermarket in Eros. I have no design in my head when I start off where I'm going to put
But you don't need a design, do you? Just put it together.
Because guess what, you still can't do it wrong. You know, it's not a cake that you can do incorrectly. It just is what it is.
So I've got a nice array of pots and pans here.
Dirty ones. She comes in our kitchen. It's a right mess and lingers on. But it's a fab kitchen that you've got here, Carol, and I'm glad that you've asked us.
I'm glad you joined us, absolutely. So while you just put a few of those things together, I'm just going to get John to pop over here.
Okay.
So John, do you want to just pop over here a minute and let's just talk about what we've been doing. Okay, so Louise is making a drip cake and she's used the flavoured icing sugar sherbet. Okay, now the kids love that one, it's absolutely delicious. And I also think for kiddies as well, the strawberry lemonade, we have a pink lemonade, we've got the bubblegum flavour, and Louise has used the Easy Layers rainbow tins. Okay, so you get £5 in a set, and we've got those on the website as well. And Louise showed you today how to grease them with margarine and flour. Myself, I used the Cake Star Release, just a quick spray of that, and I find that less messy, but it is really what you yourself prefer to do. We've got some new things in here, so little toppers, little cake toppers, and I just thought that in the next couple of weeks I might come over and start decorating some cakes and just using some of these cake toppers. My granddaughter had a birthday last week, and on the cakes I actually use these little unicorn cake toppers. You get 12 of all these in a box, and they're £2.49 for a box. And I will tell you, where I'd made all my nifty nozzles and everything else, and the adults went for those, all the kids went for all these, which was fantastic. So I've got a full range of these on, and I've also got the googly eyes as well. So they're all on the website. And then I'm going to talk to you about piping bags. Louise has used the piping bags. Now we've got 2 types of piping bags in. We've got the Ratana range in, and there's the large and there's the small, and these are 30 bags per box. And I think they're £3.75 for the small and £4.99 for the large. But we're just going to get a delivery tomorrow of the 100 piping bags. That's 100 piping bags for £9.99, and they're all in tomorrow. And sometimes you'll all see me use these cloths. So these cloths are fantastic. These are in, I do them in singles and in sets of 5. So they're all on the website as well, and they're in your baking accessories, and those are fantastic for just wiping around the kitchen all the time. And then I want to talk to you about a few things that's going to happen. So if you just want to, so let me just tell you what's coming up over the next few weeks. So Facebook Live for Sugar and Crumbs has been doing really, really well. We're so pleased that you guys keep following us every week. And one of the things that we, you know, all you regular people who keep following, so for all the newbies to understand, is that what we do is we give up a Monday night and we're just showing you the way that we make things. We're all hobby bakers here. Well, Louise is going to be a professional baker now. So we're hobby bakers here. It's all about putting things together easily so that for those people who are sat at home who want to bake but scared to bake, think, you know what, I'm going to give that a go. So we've had guests, we've had Facebook guests on the show, we've had people who are very well known on the show, and let me just tell you who's up and coming. So next week it's just going to be me, okay? So we'll talk to Louise again in a minute, but next week, which is the, let's see what date that is next week, I think it's the 17th. The 17th it's just me. And I'm not sure what to do yet, so I'm going to let you guys decide what we're going to do. Karen Davies brought out a new mould and she called it buttercream flowers, and my God, it's caused a hell of a load of confusion. It's actually just the name of the mould, buttercream flowers, and you use it to make sugar paste with, but you can also use it to do buttercream in if you want to, but it's mainly for sugar paste. So I was thinking of recreating the cake that Karen made from, you know, start to finish and decorating it, because she showed you how to use the mould and lots of other moulds, but she didn't actually show you that crescent, how to build that crescent up on a cake. What are you pointing to, John?
It's the time off on the oven.
Time up on the oven, right, sorry. So I thought it's at 40 minutes. Was that you remembering, or was that one of our lovely...
Of course not.
Thank you. So do you want to test this, Louise, with your fabulous tester? Now I've now got all steam all over my eyes.
I did that on Bake Off. No, it's not. Okay. So you can see there, because it's been near the oven panel, it's jumped up to 40 on. As soon as you just put it straight in, 95.
Yeah.
95 and
Show
over,
them that.
and they're done. Okay, so this is the green one.
I've got one of those, you know, and I've never used it.
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's absolutely one of my favourite pieces of kit.
Yeah.
And I don't sell them. I don't, you know.
Yeah. I don't
just
sell
am
them
telling
either,
you.
mainly because I've never used it.
I'm just telling you that that's one of my
The
favourite.
meringue kisses are nearly within an hour.
Is
Yeah.
that
The
good to go on
meringue
there?
kisses are due out now, actually.
Can I put that on there?
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, no problem. So we'll let Louise get busy with these. Get these out.
Done.
Yeah.
They should all be done. If one's done, they should all be done. 6 of
Yeah.
Yeah, happy with that.
So anyhow, as I was saying, next week we've got two things. I can either do something with nifty nozzles, or I can actually recreate the Karen Davies cake, because when she was here she'd already half decorated the cake. So if you like, I'll show you how to put that crescent of sugar paste on, and then we'll make the flowers with the mould, and I'll dust them with all the dustings as well. Show you how to do that and how to put it all together. So that's what we can do. Or I can do something with nifty nozzles, and I know quite a few of you have asked me, will I do this cake? And if John just pops round to the bowl of cakes there and has a look at the pink and orange stripy one. So on the big bowl here, John, let me just run round for a second. So as John is being a man, here we go. So I know a few of you guys have asked how to make this one and how to make this one as well. So I can actually make those if you like, and do something else with nifty nozzles. So what I'm going to do is let you guys decide what you'd like me to do next week. It might take me a long time to do all of them, but let me know what it is you want to make. And do you remember that bowl that we made the other week? I've had that photographed. I put it up on the Facebook page tonight. So that's gone down a real nice treat. And that, the rose as well, which is fantastic. So I'll let you guys decide. So I know Laura did really very well last week, and she did a unicorn cake. So we could make a unicorn cake, and I could do 2 of those. So it really is up to you guys what you'd like me to make. So this is Louise drip cake, what she's making tonight. So let me just go back over here. So we've got these out of the oven now. And it's funny, Louise, isn't it, how you can't tell the colour with the crusty on the outside. Yeah. And then she's got out her kisses here, which is fantastic. So there's her kisses, meringue kisses, and you can tap them. We're just going to let those cool down there. So next week, as I say, I'll let you guys decide. So it's either the Karen Davies mould or we'll do something with Nifty Nozzles. But I have got some really good news. The week after, which is Monday, July the 24th, Christina Ludham's coming in, okay? And this is her new book that she's just released. Now, I have put it on the website. I don't actually have a book section. So what I've done is I put it in new arrivals. I put it in the sugar paste section. I put it in the silicone mould section, the Karen Davies section, the Katie Sue section. So you should be able to find it. So these are going to be sold, they're $12.99. But the nicest thing is that Christina's going to sign them on the night. So if you want to pre-order one of these, okay, if you're going to order other things, do realise that these will not be dispatched. We won't part dispatch. Your orders will be dispatched on the 25th of July. So if anybody wants to order one of these, in the delivery notes section, you just need to write what you would like. So whether it's to Maria, or whether it's to Jane, or whether it's to Mary, or whether you want to give it as a gift to somebody, but you know, whatever you'd like. Don't make it too long because she's got a lot to do. But these now, you can actually pre-order these on the website if you wish to, okay? So they're going to be there. So Christina's going to be with us. Now what she's actually going to make on the night is, she's going to make a few little things out of this book. She's not going to make everything because she wants you to have the book and know how to make everything here, but she's going to give you some hints and tips out of the book. And she's also going to use the Karen Davies Pearl Effect Ornate Mould. So do you remember when Karen was here a few weeks ago? She had a really lovely tall wedding cake that had a big ball on the top. And I actually asked Karen, how did you get that effect? And she said Christina did it. So Christina's actually going to come and make that live on the show. So that's on Monday the 24th of July. And then I've had some fantastic news. I contacted Katie Sue and see if they wanted to come over, and they've actually spoke to Kerry Griffiths. Now Kerry Griffiths is a fantastic guy. He's a teacher, he's a judge in the cake profession. His actual thing is it's Royal Icing, that's his thing, isn't it? That's his speciality. He does classes. He's very, very well known in the industry. And he's actually teamed up with Katie Sue. So he doesn't work for Katie Sue. He actually designs moulds now that Katie Sue produced. And those moulds, if you see them, and it says Creative Cake System, okay, so if you see anything with Katie Sue and the Creative Cake System, that is Kerry Griffiths, okay? So what would you like me to do, John? Okay, and this is one of his newest moulds out, and he's actually going to demo this on the night, which is absolutely fabulous. I love it. And they're on the website for sale now. He's going to demo this one as well. He's actually got about 6 or 7 moulds that he's actually going to demo on the night, and he's going to colour lust them. He's going to show you some nice hints and tips, and he will be here on the 31st of July. So we've got a really busy month. So it's me next week, and then it's Christina Ludham on the 24th, and then it's Kerry Griffiths on the 31st of July. And then, guys, I don't know what to do for August, because August comes, it's the holidays. So I'd really like you to message me whether you'd like me to keep doing these on a Monday night through August, or should we close August and start again in September? I'm happy to go with it. There'll be nobody else in August. It will only be me. I might be able to get Laura along to do a couple of things, but she will be 8 months pregnant, so we might have to be careful. So you guys just let me know if you want me to do anything through August. Otherwise we'll close August off and we'll start again in September. So Louise is continuing with her cake. So there you go, Louise, you finished it. You did. You could have saved a few bits for when we came back.
No, we got them all.
So this is what Louise has done now. So she's put all these sweeties on, and I think you'll all agree that any kiddies looking at this now are just dying in heaven for it. They're dying and going to heaven for it. So all put your thumbs up and some love hearts and let Louise know exactly how well you thought she's done tonight. She has been really nervous. It is nerve-wracking here. Even when Karen was here, and Lindsay and Rob and Jackie, they were all nervous, but you just get into it, don't you? It's all good.
It's very relaxed.
So what do we think, guys? Are those thoughts, are those thumbs and love hearts coming? So you know that You know that we see them 30 seconds later. So who's going to make one? Okay. So before we go, has anybody got any questions? Go on.
I'm loving this mat.
Oh, you're loving this mat? Okay.
I'm loving
Well,
this
these mats, we actually sell these on the website as well. We do 2 sizes of these mats. They're for macarons, meringues and biscuits. And they're great, actually, because you can just do little meringue kisses on them. And we've got the ones for the bigger circles as well.
So there's no
the
spray
macarons.
on it or anything
No
like that? I
spray,
just pipe
nothing.
straight onto that.
No.
And you see that they've come off really easily.
Yeah, you just pop them straight into the oven,
Yeah.
don't spray. And then when you come out, you can just wash them in hot soapy water and leave them to dry. Pardon?
Do you want to see how they release now?
Yes, absolutely fantastic.
I'll whiz around.
Yeah, whiz round here.
So it's dead simple.
They can see all our mucky pots here. So you've got no assistance here, is it? It's just us. Wow. Now look at that. Turn that over. See, look at that. That looks like that mucky colour there. And there's the fabulous green colour.
That's the Lalo.
Yellow. What's it?
Lalo. Any guesses what this one is? That'd be the question that came in.
Oh, violet, yeah.
Remember, you don't see any of this. Green.
Green.
Oh, last but not least.
A couple of
red.
people are asking, could we cut one of these cakes so we can
Yeah,
see
of
the
course.
effect?
Yeah, why
please?
not that one? Yeah.
Got
Well,
the
that one's just set in there. So should we do cut the one
Do you want
that
to
we
cut
did
the
this
big one?
afternoon?
Or did they mean the big one? Or did they mean these?
No.
Oh,
The
yeah,
big
yeah,
one.
of course you can cut one.
Oh yeah, right. Bring it round
That's
here.
very nice.
And I'll have one of these meringue kisses.
Okay, so I'll bring you around one. Here's one I moved it with.
So do you wanna? How are we gonna cut this then?
Carefully.
Carefully. Well done. Let me go and get a big
With a
knife because I
big
wasn't
knife,
thinking about
lass.
that then.
Very big knife. So if anybody does have any questions, I'm more than happy to try and answer them, just while Carol's gone for the knife. But these meringue kisses are really, really tasty with the...
They taste gorgeous. You know what? Those actually do taste. You can taste the lime
You
jam.
can
on
taste
it.
the lime jam.
You know,
yeah.
I've got to give it
Yeah.
you. I was a bit dubious about it. So if we, John, if I move this out here.
Okay. Right, is that a good angle for you, John?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
So
I'm aiming
just
to
wants
put
to
it
get in
on
and
there.
have a look as well.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna move that kiss. Okay.
Who's going to get this slice?
I'm only cutting it in half, Carol. It's half for me and half for you, obviously. Okay. So I will slice it. So
So I would have had to pick all the sweets off now while I was digging in.
I'm really sorry, I'm not. Have we got a plate?
We're going to play, yes, we have. Here we go. Wow, there. And don't those colours come out vibrant there? No, you would have never known that putting that together.
Nope.
No.
I did say earlier on, I was a bit overzealous with the colours on the first one that I did. And I put that together, I baked that yesterday and I put that together here today, and there's the inside.
I'm going to have this with the chocolate on.
There's the inside of it. So I hope you've enjoyed it as much as watching it as much as I have doing it. Thank you for
Yeah.
asking us again, Carol.
So guys, come on Louise, my pal. So hasn't she done fabulously well? So a big cheer for her, okay? Do pop over to Louise's page, Emma and Lou's Cakes. Both got a fantastic reputation in the industry. Both ladies have deservedly earned that reputation. So go over there, support their Facebook page, and hopefully we're going to see Louise again, because I'm going to be mithering us to death now on how to make an egg custard.
I look forward to it. I'll come and make
Okay.
a custard any day of the week,
Okay.
Carol.
And goodbye to you. We're going to do catch up in about 15 minutes where you can ask Louise some questions.
Brilliant.
So see you 15.
See you then. Bye.